Hi everyone at Macomb High School. This is Meg, and I'm so excited to reconnect with you. This is our November Skype call, and I want to take you through some wonderful things that I've been working on and kind of refresh some of the things that we did when we were together right at the beginning of the school year. Now, BYOT or BYOD, it doesn't matter which way you say it, you bring your own device. Strategies and tools. That's what I want to focus on today. What I'm hoping, we recorded this session because we've been having some issues with Skype and sound. And so I thought I would have my backup plan, as every teacher does, have my backup plan just in case I can't be live. And so that's what you're seeing today. And so let's take a look at this. I love this graphic. I called up a cell phone just to put it behind there, and I was dying. New messages, 7,000. Just this month, 2013, that you met virtually, over 7,000 sent and received text messages. Having trouble reading and writing. Not sure about that. The focus on BYOT and BYOD is not about the device. It's not about the app that does this or that. The focus should be on teaching and learning and retooling it. Now, I know I'm not in the classroom right now. And I know you've got a million things on your plate, but what I really want today's session to be about is just to be thinking about something that's coming up in the next month or two, and how can we rethink maybe a project we have students to do, or the way we deliver instruction, is just try to, I know it's hard, sit back and just think about how can we rethink teaching and learning using some technology. I want you to think about possibilities, rethinking what could we be doing with students, with teaching and learning. That's what today is. I really want to focus on. Now, I'm not insulting anyone, but many of you are paper trained. You love your paper. You carry around huge bags of paper to and from school, and you have a bag for every committee you're on. You're paper trained, but you're dealing with students that live in a video game world. We have to change what we're doing. In some respects, not everything, don't freak out. But we do have to think about using some of these tools to engage our students. But again, let me reiterate, it's not about the device, it's not about the app. Really, it's about rethinking what activities we're having students do. All right, it's about teaching, learning, and I know you're all working hard at transforming your schools, and it's all about engaging students. I know there was a concern. Katie shared with me that there's a concern about the have and the have-nots. And that always brings me back to the thinking about calculators. When calculators came into schools, we can't use them because everyone doesn't have one. My most important message that I say all the time, over and over and over, is I don't want a have and a have-not situation, but what I do want is I want you to group students around a device, meaning there's 3 of us in a group. Just make sure somebody has a device if the activity that you're asking them to do, if they need access to the internet, for example. So just because I have been suspended from my home thanks to my parents and my 7,000 text messages, all of you that live with 2013s, you love that. If I don't have my phone with me today, that doesn't mean I can't participate. So that have and have-nots, we really have to think about grouping around the device if a device is needed. And again, don't feel like you have to be an expert on everything. What's going to happen, and I'm telling you, after this holiday season, I'm not sure what's going to happen, but you're going to get more devices in, and there's going to be droids, and there's going to be iPads, and there's going to be all different things. You don't have to be the expert. We want to get the technology in the hands of students because we want to get them college and career ready. College and career ready, the reality is you have to make appointments on your phone. You have to do things like that. I will tell you today, I put my hands on the iPad mini, the first time I've touched one. I gotta tell you, it was beautiful. But let me focus. It's not about the device. It's about what are we going to do with the device. But it was wonderful. Okay, focus on instruction. And this is really critical, that we really sit back, and I know it's hard and you're racing to get through your curriculum, but are we delivering it in the most effective way that students are going to absorb as much as possible? And I know the demands of the classroom. If I talk faster and I talk louder, they're going to get it. No, not so much. We have to move from rote to inquiry-based. I made a video last week. I actually just pulled out a worksheet out of 2013's backpack, and it was a science worksheet from last year. Why I would look for, I don't know how I found it. But pull it out, and it was about carbohydrates. The whole thing is about carbohydrates, and I made this video. I actually was making a video about Google mobile voice search. Awesome. And I thought I just needed some content. I just need something. So I pulled this out, the carbohydrate things. It was so funny because I could answer every single one of the 12 questions doing a Google voice search. I could answer the questions with never even opening any of the search things. I could find them right in just the blurb, in Google. I'm like, why are we doing this if we can Google the factoid? So I know, don't we like how English teachers don't freak out? There is a typo. Everyone look. Sorry about that. I didn't catch that last time. And so we have to change. And I know nobody likes change, but we have to change. So I want to revisit something we used this summer, and I want to see if we can do this. Now, if I'm doing this live, it's going to be really hard for me to watch the back channel while I'm also doing the presentation. But if you're watching this recorded, I am going to be right here on the back channel. So I invite you. Oh, first of all, what is a back channel? Back channel is everything going on in the room that isn't coming from the presenter. How's that? And we're in a really effective back channel is when people are asking each other questions. They're solving problems while you're teaching. This is funny. The back channel is where people ask each other questions, pass notes, get distracted, and give you the most immediate feedback you'll ever get. So the back channel scares a lot of people, but today's meet can really help you engage your students or groups of students. Again, if they don't have a device, they can be in groups. Before you'd ever think of a back channel, I want you to make sure that you establish your rules. So like one rule I always have in professional development, I can't remember, but I think something went kind of funny when we used this. I think we had a good laugh over this. But one of my rules is you can never talk about food because everybody puts, oh, I'm hungry. And then, of course, everybody in the room's hungry. So, set your guidelines, set your parameters, and then go ahead and join the back channel. So I'm going to encourage you, if you have a device with you, to go ahead and log in and join the back channel. So if you're listening to this, if somebody could just stop me now, get everybody kind of logged into today's meet into my room, I'll be able to watch you in real time at home and join the conversation. So go ahead and pause me, and then we'll get started in a couple minutes. All right. So I started out by saying good morning to all of you. And if you remember using this, go ahead and put in the message and then say. Again, follow our rules. Do not talk about food. Do not talk about food. All right, so just join the ongoing conversation as we continue through this session. Guys, we cannot plan for enough collaboration. It is the future, and we have to help students get college and career ready with collaboration and collaborative skills, which is really important. Now, as you're back channeling, I'm hoping that you're thinking about using this with your students. Create a room. All you have to do is name it, and how long do you want to keep it? I'm going to give you a little caution, though. I'm going to go back for a minute. And today's meet, you are in my room. There you go. My room is named Meg O. No. Yes, Meg O. Sorry. Meg O. And I've made that room for 1 year. In the 1 year, I can go ahead and use it as much as you want, so on and so forth. But just a note of caution. If you see at the bottom it says transcript, you can click that at any time to get like a running record of everything that's been said in the class. Then you can address anybody that uses it inappropriately and so on and so forth. But do that. If it's something that's mission critical to your instruction, make sure you hit transcript every once in a while, because I have come back to my room and it has been empty. And so just make sure that you kind of save it if it is really important. And all I do is I click on transcript, I copy and paste it to Word, and then just save the conversation. So create your own room and go ahead and create a back channel with your students. I'm telling you, it is such a great way to engage the audience. But set your ground rules. Again, you're at the high school. Set your ground rules. You know what I'm saying. All right. This is produce learning artifacts. That's one thing we really want to be focusing on, is capturing that student learning. Demonstrate what they've learned. Show it in different ways. Maybe you've always done a poster for this lesson. Maybe we can do it in a different way. And what I like to do is I don't tell them what my final product has to be made in or what it has to look like. I tell them what the content I want in it, and then they can choose whichever tool, app, I don't care, but just make sure you show me your content. So now I'm going to ask you to pause me again and just talk about something coming up between now and the holidays or the month after the holidays. One thing that you can ask students to do in a different way than you've had them do it in the past. So go ahead and pause me, chat, and I'll see you soon. I'm back. All right, everybody. Engaging students is what it's all about. That's why we're here. Not just to get through the textbook, is to engage students. Have you visited Edmodo? I do know from Katie's feedback that many of you have jumped into Edmodo and are loving it. If you're looking around the room and you're not sure if you should be on Edmodo, you should be on Edmodo and visit. You might want to stop and maybe not think about Edmodo November, whatever date it is. Maybe think about it for your next semester and think about starting fresh and using it right out of the gate. But think about that, but don't put it too far on the back burner. Do you remember this? Polled everywhere. Still my favorite. Still absolutely my favorite. There's lots of other ones out there. Socrative is one I'm playing with, and the other one is Celly. CEL.ly, I think. Celly. But I still like Poll Everywhere. Instant information. And again, the have and have-nots, group them. Don't have everybody do it individually, because for two purposes. Maybe they don't have a device. We don't want to single them out. But the second thing is we want them talking. When you look at the Common Core state standards, the English language arts, talking, arguing, compare and contrast, all that stuff, we want to have really rich dialogue in our classrooms. And then we want to gather in an efficient way from each of the groups. And that's why I love Poll Everywhere. Oh, don't forget on Poll Everywhere that you can do not only multiple choice, true, false, but you can do that short answer. The short answer of, just type in, you text in the message. So don't forget about that. Screencasting. We're going to hit this more next month when we're together, but I just want to put it out there. I'm sure some of you have been thinking about it and would like to learn more. The biggest example of screencasting is the Khan Academy, where Saul Khan just sits with his tablet and he teaches 5 lessons a day, records them, puts them on YouTube, and then links them to his website. I want you really to be thinking about this, not only for you to be creating screencasts, but also for your students to be creating them, to show what they know. And don't forget, and if you look in the upper right-hand corner, the practice. There's unlimited practice problems. And hey, now I find out, after 2013, goes through the whole process, they have ACT practice, a whole scope and sequence, SAT practice, and if any of you are going back and getting certified and have to take that test, any test, there you can go back through Khan Academy and use that to brush up on your stats or whatever you need to brush up on, and a whole scope and sequence. All right, we're going to hit this more next month, but I just want to mention Edu Creations as an app that you might want to play with. It's a way to capture your screen. Other ways to do that is you could simply create slides in PowerPoint. That's exactly what I've done here. I've created the slides in PowerPoint, and then you can just go ahead and record your slideshow. That's all you have to do. And so it's very simple. You can go ahead and create a presentation just like this. That way, if you have to be out, you don't miss a day of instruction, which is awesome. A website that you can go ahead and use is Screencast-O-Matic. And I know we hit on this before, but something for you to know about. This just played with for the first time tonight. QuickTime. QuickTime, and yes, you can get QuickTime on your Windows machine. I just wanted to make you feel good about that. It's more of a Mac thing, but you can definitely get it QuickTime for Windows. Now, I just made a video before this, and I recorded the opening with me talking head thing for just who needs to look at me very long. And so just a couple seconds of that, and then I did the rest of it like this, the way you're seeing the video. So QuickTime can be used for that video piece. Video, we can't plan for enough of it. And YouTube, since I saw you, I have been really working on getting my YouTube channel organized. I was a mess when I saw you. But I'm creating playlists, and that's like playlists like in iTunes. Same thing. Everything is in your library, but then you can drill down to different playlists, which is really a cool way to organize things. Video. Have you used Google Earth? Kind of forgot about it? Don't forget that you can go in and zoom all the way down and take a virtual field trip of something. So I had to throw that in there just as a little reminder of cool things that you can do. And there we are. I thought with the holidays coming up, I'd take you on a little stroll down Michigan Avenue. No decorations, and they don't have any coats on, but just reminding you that you can go ahead and drill down and do that. Students should be collaborating with others globally to solve problems, to collaborate. This collaboration piece is a huge part of the Common Core State Standards. I've been reading a lot about the English language arts ones in particular that apply to all content areas, as we all know. And have you Skyped lately? There's some really cool things, and I'm hoping I'm live and you're not watching this recorded, but there's so many ways that you could use Skype to collaborate with students. There it is again. Sorry, theme, help everybody collaborate. So everybody, that was maybe a shortened, condensed version, but I did this just in case. We all have to love a backup plan. So thanks, everybody. You're welcome to email me, or feel free to Edmodo me, or whatever you'd like to do. But I'd love to hear from you if you have any specific questions, especially as we get ready for our next Skype session. Thanks, everybody. I'll see you on the back channel.